Belvrita, I do think that worked. It's Dr. Kirk Adams' Heart of Influence. Here we are on Thankful Thursday. And I know we have some tech folks in the house. I had a few tech issues myself, but let's see who's here as we explore the superpower of integrous influence on this Thankful Thursday. Belvrita.
Yes, we definitely have some tech people in the house, and Dutch Kirk's been having some tech issues also. So hopefully, let's
How
see if we
about
can.
now?
We
Oh,
got you,
there he
Dr.
is.
Kirk.
I had to give permission to be recorded, and they moved the button. I'm using JAWS, so I had to search around for it. So it's all good.
All right. So now, first coming from Inglewood, California, spent more than 20 years teaching students across the country. Now owner-operator hosting live professional development conferences, serving educators, parents, and entrepreneurs concerned about the state of the education today. Created a safe space for the frontline educators to reveal and resolve the critical issues in the way that easily accessible for general audience. Let's welcome to the show, Husan Thompson.
No, it's Husan.
Hassan,
It's
yes.
Husan.
How are you?
Hassan.
Yeah, welcome to the Heart of Influence. Hassan, Dr. Kirk Adams and Bella have a friend. His name is Plato. He's a Greek philosopher. And he said, play a game with me for an hour, and we will learn more about each other than if we speak for a year. Hassan, we kick this game off with a fun fact. Could be a proud moment, adventurous moment, shocking moment, surprising moment, but it's a headline. Sort of like Belvrita has jumped out of a perfectly good airplane with a blind man, like something like that. So Hassan, please, what is your headline fun fact that would make us say, Hassan, no way?
No way.
Well, even though I've never played baseball as an athlete, I almost pitched my first no-hitter last season.
Ooh. And do tell, Hassan, what's the byline to the headline?
Well, my son, he's 8 years old, and he plays for the city league, so they need volunteer coaches. So, as a dad, I was available, and I said, sure, I'll be happy to coach. So even though I've never played, I did the whole YouTube thing and figured out some of the fundamentals for this kids league. And his first year was T-ball, but then this year it was coach pitch.
Uh-oh. Hassan, are you
Boy,
striking out all the little kids?
I ended up striking out almost all of my entire team. It was a bittersweet experience.
Hassan is watching YouTube, learning how to throw sliders to 8-year-olds. Hassan, am I hearing you correctly?
Yes, you got it right.
No.
Sean
Hassan,
and Bella.
welcome. Yes, Dr. Kirk.
Doctor, I have never met Hassan before today, and that is because I have a co-host today. If I could have unmuted earlier, I would have made sure to acknowledge Tiffany Martin, who was on a Heart of Influence a while back, and she was so excited by the Heart of Influence, she said, let me jump in and co-host one with you.
Cool.
And she's an amazing African-American woman, blind entrepreneur from Texas who's doing great things with artificial intelligence and inclusion and disability. So
She was instrumental in introducing me to Heart of Influence as well. So I'm excited to be able to share the stage with her.
Yeah, so nice to meet you, Hassan.
You as well.
Beautiful. Tiffany,
I throw a mean wiffle curveball, by the way.
So Dr. Kirk is ready to strike out the 8-year-olds. Hassan, he is ready.
He's ready. He's highly qualified for the team.
Let's go. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Dr. Kirk, for putting this together today. Hassan, warm welcome. And yeah, Belvrita, the heart-centered, impactful, integrous, committed to mastery, growth-minded folks that Tiffany and Dr. Kirk have assembled. Let's go.
Next up from Philadelphia, PA, internationally changing one life at a time. From overwhelm and burnout to purpose and passion, previously owned a 7-figure insurance agency with multiple locations, mother of 2, active in her parish, being everything to everyone, reached a level of stress that led to health deterioration. Now a mindset coach for over 19 years, teaching others to create life by design. Let's welcome to the show, Nancy Gentle Boudry.
Nancy, warm welcome to Tiffany and Dr. Kirk's Heart of Influence. And please, Nancy, your fun fact.
Oh my goodness. Well, I can't, that one was a tough one to follow up on. I don't know. Fun fact. I'm gonna say, I survived a Category 5 hurricane on the island of Kauai. And the fun fact is, I got to share this ballroom of a hotel with the entire cast of Jurassic Park when they were
Oh,
filming.
Wow.
All of a sudden, they became regular people with us, all hunkered down, wondering if we were going to survive this hurricane. And yeah, you were just trying, you were scared to death, but you're also looking over there going, that's Steven Spielberg. Oh my God, that's
oh my God,
Laura
like
Dern.
Jeff Goldblum,
Jeff
Laura Dern.
Goldblum. I mean, it was like we're all huddled in this place. I was on my honeymoon, and
Wow.
it was the Westin Hotel Kauai, and Hurricane Iniki struck, and that would have been in 1992. So it was crazy.
That is super cool. That is definitely a top. Like we've had 8,000 people on the show, Nancy. That is a top 50 all-time fun fact for sure. Very, very cool. Here's to surviving hurricanes, Bella Verita. It's like hanging out with you for a day. Come on.
I was going to say the same thing about you. Next up from Phoenix, Arizona. Tucson, Arizona, tech leader and researcher specializing in blockchain and AI, enhancing healthcare access and financial stability. 7 years in healthcare innovation, master's degree in blockchain and management, currently pursuing a PhD in AI, focusing on ethical applications in healthcare, and an AI 2030 Global Fellow, advocating for diversity and inclusion in tech through leadership and initiatives promoting AI literacy. Let's welcome to the show, Kate Carter.
Kate, warm welcome to the Tiffany and Dr. Kirk Heart of Influence, and please your fun fact.
Fun fact, I once volunteered in a leprosy colony in Ethiopia, and
Whoa.
I had an opportunity to sponsor a young man to go to boarding school. And fast forward many years later, he won a lottery visa to come to the US. And I happened to be in Las Vegas doing a training for physical therapy. And I posted about it on Facebook, and he commented because he was living in Las Vegas, and we got to meet up in a Whole Foods parking lot, an embrace and a big hug. And I met this gentleman way across the other side of the globe many years prior, and it was just an amazing opportunity and showed me how small the world is.
That is truly incredible. Well, warm welcome. Beautiful, heartwarming story of impact and service. Of course it is. It's Dr. Kirk and Tiffany's Heart of Influence. Thank you. Heart-centered, growth-minded, present. Bella Rita, come on.
Next up from Madison, Wisconsin, an accessibility professional for 35 years with an impact on academia and multiple universities, and worked for Microsoft for more than 20 years. One of the founders of the Disability and Enterprise Disability Answer Desk department, and now in effect at numerous companies and organizations around the country. Also worked on a narrator screen reader, spent many years in development of the Internet Explorer and related web browsing experiences. Let's welcome to the show, Kelly Ford.
Kelly, warm welcome. Happy Thankful Thursday. And please, your fun fact, Kelly.
My fun fact is that I have actually stood at the podium where lawyers argue cases in front of the Supreme Court and actually touched all 9 chairs that the justices sit in.
It's a super cool fun fact, Kelly. And what brought you to the Supreme Court, if I may ask?
I was visiting Washington, D.C. and happened to walk in, and they were offering kind of a session to learn about the court. So went and sat in it. At the end, I asked, all that area was roped off, but I asked if I could kind of touch it, because when I go visit places, I like to touch them. And the person apparently didn't realize I couldn't see, because they said you can see more with the pictures outside. So I kind of held up my cane and said I won't be able to see those. And then they let me go through the ropes and wander all around the front of the Supreme Court.
Wow.
It's pretty
If
wild.
Bella Rita was with you, Kelly, she would have dropped into the Chief Justice seat and not left. So that is absolutely outstanding. Well, Kelly, really cool story. Bella, Let's go. I'm blind. You'll end up in the Chief Justice seat and you can never leave. You will decide all of the laws of the land. Are you ready?
Yes, I am so ready for that. I will take that position. But first, next up from Ontario, Canada, passionate advocate and leading expert in digital accessibility and inclusion, has supported organizations such as Verizon Wireless, Visa, and the City of Ottawa, Bell Canada, and others. She's also hosted Diversity Talk on LinkedIn, addressing various topics related to DEI, accessibility, and disability. Let's welcome to the show, Florida Bazzi.
And I said,
Did I get the French right?
It's fine. You can say Flora Daisy.
Bazzi.
So I'm definitely not. So how do you pronounce your first name? I'm so sorry.
My first name is Flora, like flower.
Oh, Flora. Yes, beautiful Flora.
And my last name, thank you. My last name is Bazy. It's French, so it says Bazier, but most people have a hard time with the Z. So Bazy is just fine.
Yeah,
Thank you, Laura. Warm welcome and please your fun fact.
I would probably say that growing up, I fell in love with inclusion for digital product. Fast forward, I was made aware that I had a temporary disability, which I didn't know really much about. So I had episode of being mute. I think they call it mutism. So I talk a lot in general, but then during those times, I just couldn't talk. So I had to rely on people to talk for me. So that was pretty hard. And but that is a fun fact. It was, sometimes people don't know they have a disability. Some people have it when they're born. Some people have it later on in life, and some people have it, but they don't even know that they have it. So that was my case. I didn't know I had a disability.
Well, Flora, thank you. So happy to see where you're at this point. I think once in a while, Bella, true or false that you wouldn't mind if I, had that affliction for a minute or two? Is that true or no?
That could be true. I might have thought about that as she was saying that. I was like, that wouldn't be so bad for some people sometimes.
Yeah, but Flora, seriously, thank you. I understand of course, I'm blind myself, and we certainly like to laugh at ourselves and take things a little bit lightly, but very clear on how profoundly disruptive the inability to speak and communicate would be. So really,
I would be destroyed if I ever was mute and I couldn't speak. I don't know what would come of the world, Flora.
wait,
That's
you
what's
wish
true.
you wish this on me, but you're okay with not okay with it yourself. Yes, Flora, you heard it right here. Dr. Kirk heard it. Tiffany heard it. We've got it. Belle, read it back to you.
Yes, and speaking of Tiffany from Dallas, Texas, a social entrepreneur specialist in accessibility with over 15 years in strategy transforming organizations across various industries. Listed in Dallas Biz Journal as 40 under 40, an executive board member of the year by North Texas Disability Chamber, develops digital strategies and accessible tech solutions, leveraging AI to close accessibility gaps, and dedicated to advocate for STEM equity and accessibility. Let's welcome to the show, Ms. Tiffany Martin.
Tiffany,
Tiffany is muted. Tiffany, if you can unmute, team, if we can help Tiffany unmute, but you are muted, Tiffany.
Beautiful. Warm welcome back to Tiffany. Much gratitude for her ecosystem merging with Dr. Kirk Adams on this Heart of Influence for today. And Tiffany, have we supported effectively in the unmuting process? And are you able to communicate, please, Tiffany?
She's still muted. Team, are we able to help Tiffany unmute?
All right, let's work on that.
Audio now unmuted.
There
Speech
she
muted.
is.
Can you hear me?
We can.
Yes, perfect.
There we
Tiffany.
go. All right. Didn't see
Warm
it.
welcome.
No pun intended. Hi. My fun fact, I recently, about a month or two ago, using the Ray-Ban Meta Facebook glasses, ordered my first drink, my first coffee by myself without the use of a human. So that was very interesting. And I ordered the Lena Horn.
Whoa.
That is super cool. I am very, very impressed. I have many questions. I'm sure these will unfold as we go. And Tiffany, are you ready for today?
I'm ready.
Let's go. Bella, read it. We got the man with the plan.
We got the man with the plan. And speaking of the man with the plan from Seattle, Washington, 16 years as the president of the Lighthouse for the Blind, and another 6 as the president of the American Foundation for the Blind, a PhD in leadership and change, the managing director for the Innovative Impact LLC, engaging in fun, innovative, high impact projects dedicated to making the world a more inclusive and equitable place. Let's welcome to the show, Dr. Kirk Adams.
Hello.
Me, Dr. Kirk Adams. Dr. Kirk, please, warm welcome to your Heart of Influence with Tiffany and your fun fact.
First of all, Bella, order Sean Calgi a pair of the new Meta Ray-Ban AI enhanced glasses and just see what happens.
Okay.
That sounds fun.
My fun fact, when I was a kid, we lived in the country. My mom gave my brother and I, about a quarter acre to grow pumpkins. We sold them on the side of the road to raise money to buy Christmas gifts. We sold the largest, hugest pumpkins for $1. We were cheapest in the market. But he still grows pumpkins. I got a 50-pound pumpkin sitting here. And on Saturday, our grandkids are coming over. We're going to carve him. We're going to roast those pumpkin seeds.
Oh, roasted pumpkin seeds. Dr. Kirk rocking the things. And Dr. Kirk, from a place of roasted pumpkin seeds to impact in the world, shall we begin, sir?
Let's do it.
Let's go. And as we go, this woman introducing everyone, she was diagnosed with dyslexia as a child. And as an 8-year-old, she began her career selling crafts on her parents' front lawn. By the age of 19, she was a 7-figure business generator in the space of network marketing. Teenager and network marketing, 7 figures, they don't go together, except in the case of this woman. 24, 25, and 26 years old, she's three-peating like Jordan, except not in hoops, but instead in business brokerage. Then she begins to train entrepreneurs in Fortune 500 companies. In fact, in 2019, every sales team she worked with doubled their sales. She's a skier, surfer, scuba diver, adventurer in the most extreme of conditions. Maybe she learned these things from a blind man, maybe from YouTube. Depends on her mood, the day, the hour, and the minute, and how well that blind man's stock is rising or falling. She's also a 2-time published author and philanthropist, raising $10 million for charity in a variety of ways over the past 2.5 years with the Unblinded team. And in 2023, this heart-centered, impactful, courageous human publicly battled and defeated cancer. Let's welcome to Tiffany and Dr. Kirk's Heart of Influence, the woman that put the heart in it, Bella Farika. Miss Bella Rita, please, your fun fact.
I think I'm going to go with the fun fact, since we do have some visually impaired folks here today, that I have the honor and the privilege of being Sean's guide when we go skiing. And I once got him lost in the Austria Alps, going down double black diamonds as a blind man while he was on coaching calls. So that's my fun fact for today.
That is 100% true. And I was on group coaching calls working with 15 different people as we are wandering through on audio assist devices. Yes, the Austrian Alps, Black Diamonds, and trying to find our way back to get to our vehicle so we can go to Germany for a webinar that night. Yes, it was a fascinating adventure. Was it not, Bella?
That was a very fascinating adventure.
Oh, and people at our beautiful, spectacular, magical resort in this beautiful Austrian village were furious that we had not gotten our stuff out of the room. It was like 4 o'clock the time we got there. Yes, that was another fun fact. So, Bella, shall we do the things?
We shall do the thing, Sean Callaghy. Let me introduce the man that Tony Robbins said There's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callagy. He beats world champions like Becky at body surfing competitions. He's only one of 2 attorneys to win 2 top 100 national jury verdicts between 2014 and 2016, and the only one that's blind out of 1.2 million attorneys. In fact, the state of New Jersey actually named him one of New Jersey's most influential attorneys. He has spoken on stages such as Disney, T-Mobile, Salesforce, Tony Robbins 18 times. And when he's not busy flying around speaking on stages, he is an incredible philanthropist that raised nearly $10 million for refugees in the Ukraine. Let's welcome my co-host, Mr. Sean Callagy.
Well, Rita, much gratitude. I appreciate you for sure at the highest level. Thank you, Tiffany and Dr. Kirk as well. And my fun fact for today, I've bumped back and forth between a few different ones, but I'm gonna go with this. Tonight, we have a webinar for medical doctors, neurosurgeons, orthopedic surgeons, plastic surgeons on the new No Surprises Act and medical revenue recovery. And we have 700 fine folks registered for this webinar as of right now and rising. And it was something we put together in just a month. So Bella Rita, that is my fun fact. And it's going to be another beautiful long day, but we'll be serving lots and lots of folks.
That is a super fun fact. And I am looking forward to that. I got a few people coming myself to that.
Well, Bella Rita, of course you do. Let's go get it. Who is going first?
Let's go get it. And how about we kick this off? Because Nancy hangs out with cool people, saving lives from a hurricane. So we'll kick it off with Nancy.
Nancy, what we're doing here is exploring the superpower of integrous influence, not pitching, hooking, closing. Nancy, what does that look like? It looks like, how do we go from hello to yes with humans? Because everything happens after yes in our recruiting, our managing, our leading, our fundraising, charitably or for profit, and of course, in our marketing and selling as well. So Bella, to illustrate this, will be anybody you want her to be. It could be somebody you're managing or leading, could be an ideal client, could be a charitable fundraising partner, or somebody famous like Oprah Winfrey or Warren Buffett, anyone, Nancy, that you'd be going from hello to yes with. Footnote, it does not have to be an ultimate yes. It could just be a yes for a longer conversation. Nancy, please, who would you like Bella to be that you're going from hello to yes?
Whoa.
Could be an ideal client, charitable fundraising, anything like that. Where you just
So I'm taking them from, so yes.
Yeah, it could be a set 3-minute meeting. It's any scenario, Nancy, you want. You met at an event, you set up a follow-up call for 3 minutes. Anything that you know each other, at work, and there's a quick 3-minute conversation because there's an issue to resolve, and you're going to set up a longer conversation. You just want to pre-frame it and set it. It could be charitable fundraising possibility. Any scenario where you don't know each other, you do know each other, you get to choose.
Well, I'll go with one that I just had today that actually just filled me up. It was a call with somebody I met through LinkedIn, a meet and greet. We connected, have no idea how. Sometimes you just look at people's profile and you go, cool, that sounds like a cool person. And she is so she runs in the circles of holistic medicine, complementary medicine, functional medicine, whatever you want to call that.
Yeah.
Her husband was, he is passed now, but he, one of the people that's a great influencer of my trademark methodology that I use in my coaching was Dr. David Hawkins' Power versus Force book.
Yeah.
Dear friend of theirs, it was dear friend of theirs. So that's how we started. She goes, oh, I know Dr. David. She goes, we had dinner. I mean, he was a dear friend. And it was just the most enjoyable conversation.
So
we're going to collaborate.
So Bella is going to be this person, and you're so you're setting it now, right? Because you're going to have a conversation with Bella.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So you'd like her to be this person.
A person who is functional medicine,
holistic healing. We're very familiar. Yep. And so this is the 3-minute conversation to see where it goes next. And Bella, Dr. Hawkins, kinesiology, masterful dude, developed systems that Dr. Tennant in kinesiology and measuring, all the things, right? You tracking Bella?
Yes, the ring test. Yes. We've done this.
Take us in.
Hello, this is Bella.
So I am just so excited that we're on this call, and I want to learn more and more about you. You've been a great influencer of mine, and your work has inspired me so much so that I've created my methodology and trademarked methodology that I use, and you are a great influencer of that. So I'd love to learn more. How did you develop? Now, I don't know if you're familiar with, he put out uh, they are called the maps of consciousness. So
Okay.
if you're in a lower vibrational
Yep.
motion,
Yeah, I'm
it's
familiar
contracted.
with the chart. Yep.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. So
And so
how the vibration, each one of those emotions, I use it a lot in my program. I'd love to hear more about how that came to be. How did you discover and what, I'd love to learn more about it from your
Oh,
perspective.
well, I wish we had all day to discuss all of the topics. But just like anything else, just kind of how Einstein, came up with the light bulb. It doesn't happen in just one thought, one opportunity. It's fine tuning. And so just over time, I started to notice, frequency changes, and, I would sit and I would meditate and I would study, and then I would start to notice how different frequencies, how different energies changed, frequencies in equipment, and, over time developed the whole methodology.
I love it. I love it. I like to use it in helping people understand that their emotions are driving their thoughts, and their thoughts are creating their perceptions in life, and they make a lot of choices from those perceptions that aren't facts. So how would you kind of, what would you think about that as being an influencer? I'd love to know your thoughts as I'm applying that in my methodology of teaching people how to create a life they design, not one of default based on their emotions, based on their thoughts, but trying to really um, be the master of their life.
Yeah, and so, and what was the beginning of the question? I'm sorry, I think I missed.
Sure. It's like, so I'm using the emotional set points, those emotional, to really help people understand. Most people aren't dialed into their emotions. They don't really understand that their emotions are driving the ship. And they create thoughts and they create perception. So I'd love to hear how this is what I'm using it for in my coaching. Your any thoughts, any valuable information you could share that would really help me as I coach others, and bringing out the best in them.
Yeah, I have Nancy. First of all, I completely respect what it is you're doing. Unfortunately, I got to run right now. But how about we set up a longer conversation and we can go through, just some different ideas I have for you.
I'd love it.
Awesome. Thank you, Nancy. Sean, don't think I'm confused that you didn't come back on camera when she was talking about all the emotions and being emotional. I know, I saw that. I saw you come back on and then turn back off. Nancy, did you see that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about either. I'm not emotional. I don't know what you're talking about.
Nancy, amazing. Great job. Feedback coming in a moment. Rita, you're not emotional. Please, who's next?
No, I'm not emotional at all. I am always operating the highest vibration. And I think so is Hassan. And so we are going to have him go up next. Hassan, I am so sorry. Hassan is going to go next.
Cool. Hassan, who would you like Bella to be?
Sure. I would like to meet Bella at a networking conference where we only have maybe about 3 minutes to chat it up. And I would look for her to be a potential sponsor for the the Educator's House online conferences, because she has a product or a service that could be of value to the audience that I have, but could also help enhance her business as well.
Cool.
Perfect. I always go to conferences with Sean's credit card and he loves it.
Perfect. Yeah, I met the right person then.
Yes. Hello, this is Bella.
Hey, Bella, how are you?
Bella.
Yeah, it's great to meet you. Great to meet you at this great conference. I know we don't have too much time, but tell me a little bit about your product or service. What are you into these days?
Yeah, so we are in pardon me, did I have a specific product or does it matter?
Go with it.
Okay. We have a new glasses product that helps visually impaired people be able to see coffee menus.
That's really interesting. On my side, I run these online conferences where we speak specifically to educators and parents of school-aged children. And so I'm actually at the point of launching this out and seeking partnership. Do you think that it would be of any value to get these cool glasses in front of educators who may be able to bring them into their special education departments, or parents who may have children who have issues with seeing? Is that the type of audience that you'd be interested in connecting with?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. What kind of sponsorship are you looking for? Like what's the cause of the sponsorship? Like what do you want the sponsorship to do?
Sure, it's a great question. I am actually, you caught me at the right time because we're launching for the very first time a ad space in our online conferences to inform our community about the types of goods and services that people like you offer. And so what that means is, because we're launching for the first time, you could get access to a fantastic deal that we could negotiate together if you want to extend the conversation. But basically, it would be product placement at ideal times where our audience reaches its maximum potential, so that they can learn more about your glasses and so that they can find out whether or not it's a good fit for them.
Sounds interesting. I think, it'd be worth a little bit longer of a conversation and see where we can go from there. And this is to be in front of students. Did I hear that correctly?
No, we're speaking primarily to educators, so that could be
Educators.
principals, teachers, school psychologists, special education specialists, and also parents of school-aged children. So we're focusing mostly on those folks.
Beautiful. I
Yeah.
definitely think it is worth a conversation. And so let's set that up.
Okay, I appreciate it. I'll send you my contact information and we can set an explore meeting maybe after the dust settles from this conference. Okay.
Sounds great. Thank you so much.
All right, Bella. Nice to meet you.
All right. Have a great
Hassan,
day.
wonderful work. Nancy, wonderful work. Bella Verita, let's get to some feedbackers.
Let's get to some feedbackers, otherwise known as judges. Judges, this is the time in the show that we get to give back in the form of feedback. So it's going to be 30 seconds of feedback for Nancy or Hassan, something that they did great, something that they could do to improve, and then like a little next step scoring system. Is that next step you'd rather go to the dentist and have a root canal than have a longer conversation with Hassan or Nancy? I don't think that's the case. So maybe it's a little bit longer of a conversation at this coffee shop that Tiffany went to for a little mocha chocolate and a little croissante for a longer meeting. But if that's not enough time, maybe you might want to rent a private room at the Capitol Grill, having the appetizers and steaks and desserts and all the things so you can have the longest meeting possible. And if that's not enough time, you would rent a private jet. And of course, stop and pick up Dr. Kirk and fly anywhere in the world to have the longest meeting with Hassan or Nancy. So let's kick this off with Kelly Ford. And how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Nancy?
I think, Nancy, on the positive side, you were very engaging. I would say on the feedback or areas to think about is, especially in a short period of time, just be a little bit more crisp about your ask, and what you really want of the person that you're reaching out to, so that they really can be clear about what you want, and so they are left with a very crisp next step of engagement. And part of that may just be the forum here where it was a little bit hard to do, but what's going to stick in that person's mind about you and your ask, that after they've talked to 20 more people, they still, when they reflect on the day, come back to you first and get you at the top of their mind.
And what would the next step be? A little cup of coffee, maybe dinner at the Capitol Grill, maybe striking out some 8-year-olds in baseball. What would come next?
I would think that trying to, for at least what I heard Nancy wanted, trying to find a way again to get a lengthy conversation, either that appetizers option or a really good healthy sit down would really be a good next step. because you really want to forge a longer term relationship with this person if you can.
Beautiful. Thank you, Kelly.
Kelly, awesome job, Bella.
Yeah, and so let's go, Tiffany. Tiffany, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Nancy?
As far as feedback, just building off of Kelly, I'm very intrigued, would love to know more. I think just the forum, as Kelly mentioned, might have, switched things up a tad bit, but in reference to the topic itself, would love to learn more about it, between low and high vibrations and so forth. So I just think leaning into that at first, and then possibly talking about the methodology post meet would probably be best. So you just give them like a little appetizer, if you will, and then, feed them the full entree of all of the great work that you're doing that's trademarked.
I'm getting hungry by the minute, Tiffany. Appetizers, entrees, all of it, Bella Rita. I am hungry. Let's go.
Let's go. Next up, we got Miss Kate Carter. And how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Hassan?
Oh, Hassan. Oh my goodness. You made that conversation one sound real and engaging. I thought, given the short period of time, that you left enough interest and intrigue for Bella to contact you again. So I think you did a wonderful job.
Beautiful, Kate. What would the next step be? A cup of coffee or donut, maybe a dinner, lunch, something. What do you got?
Yeah, I think if they were not meeting and, going to be leaving locations, like a virtual coffee, a quick check-in, 15 minutes, not too much time, sending over any materials that Bella could look at to have her be engaged in the sponsorship opportunities would be a wonderful next step.
Thank you, Kate. Bella, I would like to have a virtual hot chocolate with you.
I would accept that virtual hot chocolate. Let's go. Flora, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Hassan?
I think that Hassan, you did a fantastic job. The message was quite clear at the beginning. You asked first what the person does just to, engage and open the conversation, and then you kind of explain what you do. And I like how you were very crisp toward the end into the next step, like let's meet again and have a better conversation. So I like that this call to action was there and clear as well.
Beautiful, Laura. And the next step would be?
I am thinking the same way as Kate. If the location is different, maybe a virtual call, coffee, or whatever will work. But if you know what, if you both have the ability to travel and meet at a different place where maybe the air, is really good, why not going in a beach or somewhere very, tropical? I don't know, that might help, like a retreat where you can talk through really what you have in place for this opportunity, and that might swing her.
Beautiful. Laura, appreciate that for sure. Hello, Rita. Come on.
That takes us to the one and only Dr. Kirk Adams. Dr. Kirk, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Hassan?
Hassan, have you ever worked as a late night FM radio DJ?
I wish.
Playing deep cuts late into the night. I would say a little rapport building. You're in the conference. You're probably in some crazy networking thing, but little networking. I liked you did ask her about her product, which is a great open-ended question, giving her an opportunity to talk. You did ask a closed-ended question, which we try to avoid. You said, do you think it would be valuable for you to do this? And you graciously said yes. You could have said no. But you had great certainty about what you're doing, and your energetic transference was great. You live in California?
Yes, sir.
I'm meeting you in San Diego for fish tacos is what I'm doing.
So fish tacos with Dr. Kirk Adams. That's what's in the house. And Dr. Kirk, you know what time it is?
I do.
You do. And Bella Rita, she's going to put it to me. Let's go.
Yes. So, Dr. Kirk, as you know, and everyone, this is the time in the show that I get to put my co-host on the hot seat in a scenario that he has no idea about because I've been cooking them up as the show has been going on. Because Nancy, Hassan, you guys both had to go from hello to yes. So we're going to make Sean go from hello to yes. Dr. Kirk, I have 3 scenarios for you to choose from. You can choose one of my scenarios. You can change anything about the scenarios, or you can come up with something much, much harder on your own. Are you ready to hear what I have for today?
Yeah.
All right. So option number 1 is I thought Sean could role play Tiffany going from hello to yes with Steven Spielberg to produce a movie using all visually impaired humans. So that would be option number 1. Option number 2 is, sounds like Nancy has studied Mr. Hawkins, Dr. Hawkins stuff quite well. I think they should produce a course together that could monetarily benefit both of them and rise their identity. So option number 2 is Sean would role play Nancy going from hello to yes with Dr. Hawkins to co-produce a online course. And then option number 3 is I thought Ray-Ban could be a great sponsor for Hassan. So option number 3 is Sean would role play Hassan going from hello to yes with Ray-Ban to sponsor their for be a sponsor for him.
Cool. Let's have Sean be Hassan. And let's have Kate be the program manager at Meta, who is in charge of this new Meta Ray-Ban AI enhanced glasses for people who are visually impaired.
All right.
Which Tiffany, I'm very jealous of.
And what's the yes I'm seeking, Dr. Kirk?
A sponsorship. San has these online conferences for educators to help them enhance their delivery of educational services to inclusive groups of students. And your request is that the Meta Ray-Ban glasses program be a sponsor of his educational conference.
And what's just Dr. Kirk, please, just a feature or two about these new AI Ray-Bans.
So you're sitting at a restaurant, Sean, you've got your Meta glasses on, and someone says, wow, there's a really cool mural on the wall. You point your face toward that mural and you say, what's that mural look like? It says there are 3 ships and a sunset and 2 ducks and blue water. And then you say, read me the menu. And it reads you the menu. And then you say, who's at the table? Tells you who's at the table.
Hey, Ray-Bans. What does that woman look like? Bella Vrita. Like that?
Well, I haven't explored that particular feature.
Having some fun. Yes.
So Tiffany, am I close?
Yes, those features do exist with Meta. So,
oh, I could ask what Bella looks like, Tiffany?
Well, actually, the privacy protection won't, but you can ask.
My privacy is protected, Sean.
Yeah, articles of clothing, you can ask about that, and it should.
Well, if sighted people can be violating that privacy, then I think we should be able to as well. Thank you very much. So let's go do the things for sure. And who is going to be the person from Meta that I'm communicating with? Kate. And so how about it's Miss Jones, the head of all the things at Meta. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay. Hi, is Miss Jones available?
Yes, this is Miss Jones.
Hey, Miss Jones, it's Hassan. We had a 3-minute conversation scheduled for today. Is it still a good time for you?
Yes, but it's going to be strict 3 minutes.
Absolutely. And I just want to make sure, is it okay time or would you like to reschedule?
No, it's okay.
Great. Well, thank you so much. I'm very grateful. And I know of 2 minutes and 50 seconds of counting, Miss Jones, super thankful for that. And I want to speak into your list. I'm here to pitch anything. So my quick question is, why did you even accept this conversation in the first place? I'm very grateful, but what was the why behind it? Please, Miss Jones.
Yeah, so I have worked with a family that has a daughter that's blind. And so when I hear somebody is interested in using our product to assist visually impaired communities, I get excited about that.
Awesome. Well, much gratitude for sure. And, Meta obviously is like impact the world, change the world, connect the world. I've, heard Mr. Zuckerberg speak tons of times. I've actually heard you speak in a variety of videos. But if I could ask really briefly, what's the why currently behind the Ray-Bans, the product? I know it's to help visually impaired people. I know it's to close gaps. But what's the ultimate vision of where this could potentially go for Meta and for humans? Please, Ms. Jones.
I think that Meta is looking at replacing the need to constantly have a phone, your watch. They're looking for another wearable device that allows with the same type of technology that the phone does, the watch does, but use universal. You can just put it on and be on your day.
Awesome. Well, much gratitude for that. So, and Ms. Jones, I mean, Meta's Meta, getting this out into the public, the world, seems like there wouldn't be a ton of friction for you fine folks. But what, if anything, is going well or challenging about that journey that I might be able to assist with?
Yeah, I think that there is a challenge with just overall adoption. Usually people are thinking about wearing glasses only when it's sunny outside, not necessarily to interact with a computer interface. And so getting that marketing piece, that marketing message is a little bit challenging for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you. So from that place in our final minute or so, Ms. Jones, can I share a couple of things that may or may not resonate with you and Meta?
Please.
Yeah, thank you. So what I'm up to in the world is supporting people in education, including certainly people with visual impairment, the youth, and that is a marketplace of an incredibly growth mindset. Adoption rates are incredibly rapid. Innovation, curiosity, as Dr. Dweck, as I'm sure you know Dr. Dweck, talks about the growth mindset versus the fixed mindset. The people that I'm able to get things in front of have this incredible ability to adopt and then create virality. The tipping point, Malcolm Gladwell talks about the greatest ability to connect and move things forward isn't through advertising. Shh, don't tell Mr. Zuckerberg I said that about Facebook, but it's instead through human beings using and adopting things, which is actually what Facebook does, as I come to think of it, because we get adoption of humans and they're modeled by other humans, and that's the proliferation. We have a fun way of saying this about Meta. Meta, Facebook, didn't build Facebook using Facebook ads. Instead, it used organic adoption. So all I'm simply proposing, Ms. Jones, is a 30-minute follow-up conversation in which we can speak about potential sponsorship, and that word's like a little bit but adoption dynamics through investment in our community and other ecosystems that I could bring Meta to. I've done a PowerPoint, we've done focus groups. This is not like, hey, like do a thing. Like there's real technical dynamics. I know that Meta makes decisions on data, not emotions. I have data. So I'm proposing a 30-minute follow-up conversation of how we could be a core accelerant for adoption, virality of this incredible product that Meta has, not only for people with visual impairment, but for all people to shift their utilization from phone to these beautiful Ray-Bans. So Ms. Jones, how would it resonate with you or not to have a 30-minute data-based follow-up conversation of where we may be able to support Meta in its mission?
I am open to a 30-minute follow-up call if you can provide me with the data that you're speaking of.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Focus group adoption rates, I'll send that over to you. And then it would be okay, because I know sometimes things get lost in the cracks. If I followed up with your assistant, Tom, who set this conversation where we could set a meeting date, and if you don't like the data, we cancel it. How does that resonate?
Sounds great.
Awesome. Anything else I can do for you today? I know we're at time.
No, I appreciate you sticking to 3 minutes because I have to run.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And we'll follow up soon in our meeting with Tom. I'll send you the data, and a roll. So thank you, Kate, as Miss Jones. Beautiful work. I love the pacing, the speed, the energy, the precision. You seemed very Meta-like. And how did I do as Hassan in that conversation?
I think you did wonderful as Hassan in that conversation. Hassan's giving you heart emojis. Yeah, because it drew me in. You captured and hit on what Meta is strong at. And then obviously adoption is a big component that we are looking to fill with these classes. So yeah, I'm looking forward to receiving this data.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that, Kate. Wonderful job today on the Heart of Influence with Dr. Kirk Adams. This has been a beautiful, fun, and magical day. And please, how was your time today on the Heart of Influence?
It was great. And my previous former last name was Jones. So it was like perfect last name for me.
Perfect. I'm a mind reader too.
Yes.
So thank you. Appreciate that. And beautiful work. Hassan, great job in that participant seat. Thank you for permitting me to be you. And how was your time today? How did I do as you? And how was your time today on the Heart of Influence?
Yeah, look, if I can figure out how to clone you, man, I'll certainly sit you in my seat from time to time because that was great. I learned a lot in terms of the way to really connect and enhance where they're already strong. I took a ton of notes, but finding a way to be of service to them. And I think that's the part that I miss rather than here's how you could help our group. It's like, how can we help your group? So that's a critical shift in perspective that I really appreciated about your share.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. You really did a great job. And thank you for everything that you're up to in the world. Let's go, Kelly. Kelly, gratitude for your presence, for doing the things. And how was your time today on the Heart of Influence, Kelly?
My time was great, very educational, and I would say for both you and Bella, just the consistency and energy that you both showed was just great to experience and a reminder to do that in the things I do. Just that very upbeat, yet always driving forward. So I learned a lot on that.
Cool. Well, thank you, Kelly, and really did a wonderful job. Bill and Rita, we got some other fun friends here today.
We do have some other fine friends here today, and let's go to our friend that kicked us off into the participant seat, which is not always easy. Miss Nancy, how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence today with Dr. Kirk?
Oh, I loved it. It was a delight and it really resonated. I loved the whole messaging. I loved the connection by heart and the influence by heart. So that's what it's all about. And anything we do, lead from that, be of service, and all else will follow.
Well, 200 vibrational energetic cut points as Dr. Hawkins' line. Hopefully we're pushing up into the 400s and 500s today, but you did a beautiful, beautiful job. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Oh,
you.
really?
Let's go. Tiffany, who introduced the whole Ray-Ban glasses to the show in the first place. Thank you. And Tiffany, how was your time with us on Dr. Kirk's Heart of Influence?
Always had a great time with you guys. The energy is just
And your Heart of Influence. And your Heart of Influence for putting this together. Thank you, Tiffany. Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's right. I'm so sorry. Yes. Your co-produced Heart of Influence.
Yes.
Producer. I'm gonna add that to the bio next time. But no, it was
Yes.
great. Dr. Kirk has quickly become the homie. I got to meet Nicole and Nancy as well as Kelly, awesome people. I got to hear Flora again, and then my friends Hassan and Kate are just always awesome. I absolutely love them. And so this was amazing. And I need Facebook Meta to give me something for all of this promo that I'm doing for them. But
yes, lots of promo. I agree. Let's go. Let's go. Beautiful job. For sure, Tiffany. Thank you. Go, Frida.
Let's go, Flora. Flora, thank you for being here. And how was your time on Dr. Kirk and Tiffany's Heart of Influence?
Amazing. I mean, amazing. Whenever we have to pitch something, like you said, Dr. Shan, we have to get a yes. And usually we make it sound so robotic. We want to sell, 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 instead of serve, serve, serve. So I love how at the beginning you were respectful of the time, but you also brought it as a conversation. What is it happening in your world? And you hear the person and introduce a solution that teased them so much that they were so ready for the next step in having a longer conversation. That was so much fun. Bella, gosh, your energy. Woo, if I can take a little bit of it. I just love it. And Tiffany, so happy to see you again. I mean, I just love the room. Kirk, Dr. Kirk, thank you so much for having me. And everyone was just so amazing. So thank you for having me here.
Beautiful job, Flora. Your energy and your heart as well. Thank you for acknowledging Bella's energy. There is nothing like it on the planet, in my humble opinion. And her heart. Bella, back to you.
Well, thank you for that, Flora. Thank you for that, Sean. And that brings us to Sean, the one, the only, Dr. Kirk Adams.
D. Dr. Kirk, please, your final on
Yeah.
your Tiffany's Heart of Influence today.
Well, as the president of the Seattle chapter of the Tiffany Martin Fan Club, I want to thank her for being present today, introducing me to some great people I hadn't met before. And as always, Sean and Bella, thank you and Unblinded for creating this space and letting me have access to it for the Heart of Influence. It's my favorite hour every month. And just wonderful people gathered today. Just appreciation for everyone.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Kirk. Beautiful, beautiful work. And as we draw to a close for today, what I'm present to is that the superpower of influence with integrity and where we point it at and what we do emotionally to get ourselves to follow through and execute is really the whole deal. So we have a few gifts related to that for you. And I'm going to do something that I'm not authorized to do, but I am the majority owner of the company, so I'll do it anyway. We have an immersion coming up called Go Unblinded on December 12th in New Jersey. I don't care if you're from a different country, the West Coast, wherever you're from, there's nothing like it on the planet. And we also have a 700-person Christmas party and holiday party the next night, which also there's nothing like it on the planet. So on behalf of Dr. Kirk Adams, I'm extending an invite to all of you to that. These are tickets that people have paid a lot of money for, and they're free tickets for you guys to come on in. And we are promoting this like crazy, selling it all over the place online. I think we're running 60 ad videos currently. We're going to get 1,000 people in that room in New Jersey, and we would love you to be. Thanks to Dr. Kirk Adams and Tiffany, our guests at this immersion. Just have a conversation with Gina Ricci if you want to take us up on it. It is not only worth it, there's nothing else like it on the planet. Two other quick things. I say all the time that the greatest salespeople in the world sell nothing. Sell nothing. I have the privilege of building an enterprise right now, valued in the multiple 9 figures. I have 100 and plus person law firm. I have this recovery company. Depending on how you count it, I could be owning as many as 14 companies, but it's not less than 8. So we know what we're doing and we want to serve and support. So get yourself to New Jersey because people often try to convert more sales, but that is pales in comparison to exponentially growing sales meetings and scaling your team. That's really how we gain the money, time, and magic freedom that people want. So along those same lines, we offer you our group influence book as a gift as well. So the group influence book, that immersion is there as yours. We are very grateful. And Bella Verita, your final to these fine folks on this day.
Can I get a free ticket to this event too?
I think you're on stage at it. So I think you have a free ticket, yes.
Oh, okay, perfect. And yes, first want to honor Dr. Kirk and Tiffany. Phenomenal job at putting extraordinary people together today, because this is really what it's about. It's about for you guys to meet each other. So definitely connect with one another. And I think a great place to meet in person would be December 12th at the Unblinded Go Unblinded Immersion. It is a fantastic place to meet extraordinary people. So definitely, since you've been extended those tickets, Flora said she used to live in New Jersey. Great reason to come back, Flora, and visit, but definitely have that business acceleration session because it'll make the connective tissue of everything and each other make sense. So thank you all for being here. And Sean, back to you.
Yeah, lawyers, accountants, financial service providers, entrepreneurs, corporate folk, celebrity athletes, people that work with celebrities and celebrity athletes, influencers, millions of followers online will be packing December 12th. There is no place like it. So that's there. And I end every show by saying this. We know that without a vision, our people will perish. I think we've heard that. But without a masterful how-to, our people perish anyway because the vision dies. And even if we have a masterful how-to, if it's not masterfully executed, then the how-to doesn't matter. The vision dies, people perish anyway. Said one more time differently, it is the vision with a masterful how-to that is masterfully executed that creates not only people surviving, but thriving in massive abundance. And so often that how-to is right in front of us, Bella Verita, right in front of our eyes where my hand is right now. But at some level, unfortunately, sighted or not, at some level, we are all blind.
And just learning to see. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Kirk, Tiffany, everybody. Happy Thankful Thursday. Appreciate all of you.
Thank you
Thanks.
so much.
Thank you.
This was great. Thanks, everybody.